guys, Matt Lemke here with True Gamer Goggles, and we are at the Cool Mini or Not demo side of the booth.
Hello.
And I'm here with Sean. He's a marketer, or a marketeer.
Marketeer, I like that. I like
kind of like a racketeer?
Or a privateer, kind of like a pirate, you know, like a modern pirate. I will accept that.
And we're going to talk about quite a bit of games here. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump in. One of my favorite games that they make is Arcadia Quest. So this is new.
Yeah.
And exciting.
Very cool. This is Mora, and so the idea of this is it is a standalone game set within the Arcadia Quest universe, and what's going to happen throughout the course of the game is Mora, what it was is a training dungeon that was built below the city of Arcadia, and below it has been taken over by an evil wizard, and so the players are going to have to go down there, and it's a randomly generated dungeon. They're going to roll dice, which are going to determine their actions, and they're going to face different monsters and bosses and different traps along the way. And there are 3 different modes to play. They can play sort of an epic quest mode, just like a one-off game mode, or they can also play cooperatively to try and defeat the evil wizard who's taken over the dungeon. So definitely going to appeal to fans of the Arcadia Quest series, but because it's a standalone, it can completely introduce new people to the series as well. So very, very cool one we're really excited about.
New characters?
Yep, new characters and like new dice that are going to determine like actions and that sort of thing as well, and monsters as well.
So can you scale it into Arcadia Quest since it's standalone? Can you treat it like it's an expansion and intermingle the mechanics?
This one is, I believe, completely a standalone. I think that you'll keep it like the heroes, I believe, can be worked in, but this one is its own adventure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So next one, Potion Explosion.
This looks fun.
Fantastic game. So everybody who sees this game wants to play it. If you can see, yeah. The real highlight of this game is the slide dispenser. So that's like people see that and they just want to play it. So the idea of this game is it is your last year of wizarding school, and your biggest test is your final exams. And so what's going to happen is everybody's going to be working together, or separately, but working to complete potions that they've got on their work table. And each of the potions requires different ingredients, which you'll be pulling from the slide dispenser here. So as long as we don't have too much glare there, you can see it. And so the idea is that when you pull out one of the ingredients, everything slides down below it, and what you're trying to do is create explosions by creating having 2 of the same ingredients slammed together. So if I pulled out that one, that would create an explosion, and then you would take all of the ones of that color that are touching it. So, and completing spells, which give you special powers, points, and abilities. So, very good one. This one is a great family game for sure. Yeah.
Then we have
Bloodborne. Oh my goodness!
By Eric Lang, the winner of the Diana Jones Awards.
You might have heard of Mr. Eric M. Lang. Yes,
yeah,
excellent.
He's done a few things.
Yes. I mean, he's one of the hottest designers out there right now, and so like very, very excited to have him working on this title for us. So Bloodborne, based on the excellent Sony video game of the same title, and so what he's done is he's taken sort of an element of that game and created this semi-cooperative dungeon crawl card-based adventure. So the idea of it is each player plays a hunter, delving deeper and deeper into these dungeons, and they are going to be facing a bevy of different monsters, all leading up to them facing a final boss. So along the way, in a sense, they'll be working together because they'll be combating these creatures that they face. But the more you fight, the more you face them in battle, the more trophies and blood echoes you're going to get, which are going to be your end game points. On top of that, though, you have to consider taking a turn to rest and go into the hunter's dream, because that not only banks your blood echoes, which are your points, but it also heals your health back up. And then it gives you access to upgrades. There are upgrade cards that are like new weapons, new items that you're going to use along the way, and so you're going to need that. You're going to need to gear up as you get closer and closer to facing the final boss. So Bloodborne, really, really interesting game. Plays 3 to 5 players, and like a short runtime, about 30 to 50 minutes. So very good one. We're excited. This is one that we're really, really excited about for this convention. So that's great. Unusual Suspect.
I played this at Origins and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, this one is a very, very fun game. So the idea of it is that one person was a witness to a crime, and everybody else plays a team of detectives. Now, it's a cooperative game, and what happens is there is a lineup of suspects that come out, and the witness gets to see which of those suspects is the actual culprit to the crime. And then the detectives have question cards that they'll flip over and ask the witness, and the witness can only answer yes or no to these questions. Now, the trick is that the questions are only about the character's personality traits or their background or whatever. They can't ask them anything about their physical appearance. So it'll come down to determining what does the witness think the suspect would maybe do, and who do we eliminate to try and get closer and closer to having just one suspect left, or identifying the actual culprit of a crime. And you know, if the detectives know the witness well and are able to get there, they'll win the game altogether, and if not, the suspect goes free.
It's harder than it sounds.
Yeah, it is about how well you know the people that you're playing with and how well you can interpret what they're doing. So, very interesting game. Ooh, Creo! Oh my goodness. So, Creo is a very, very interesting game. So it is... we have the designer Julian here, and so he'll be doing demos the whole weekend, which is great. Great to learn from the person who designed the game themselves. So the idea of Creo is that you play a god who has been put in chains by your father, and you've escaped, and he is the god Uranus, the god of war and fighting and stuff like that, and you want to show him that your way of peace and love is the right way to go. So what you're going to be doing with your teammates is trying to create a world, and the way you do that is you're going to each select a card each round at the same time and play it, and those are either nature cards, which are going to be part of the world you're creating, and there are 4 different levels to nature cards. They start with like comets in the atmosphere and work their way down through mountains and rainbows and rivers and fish, and they get all the way down to the 4th level, which is the planet itself. Or you've got element cards, which are cards that you need to complete each different stage of the world you're trying to create. Now the problem is that we each select a card at the same time, so if you play before me, hopefully it's a card that's going to work in conjunction with the card I've chosen, because once you've played, I've already chosen my card. So as a team, we all have to use communication, and that's why we've got energy tokens in here.
Sounds like a cooperative reverse draft.
It kind of is that sort of idea. I mean, there's not quite drafting in it, but it really is working together to choose the right card. And so we have energy tokens, which spent in one of 3 different ways can allow for communication back and forth. We can show each other cards, we can trade cards with one another, and using those energy tokens effectively is the difference between winning and losing the game, really. I played it last night with Julian, the designer, and we had a great time, but even with like his brilliant mind who knows the game very, very well, we didn't like win at the best level that we could, because it's complicated. You're playing against a very difficult game. So really, really neat idea, and a game that plays with the way we communicate and limits the way we communicate, which is an interesting idea for sure. So that's Creo. Let's see. Ooh. Tada! Tada! There it is. So Tada, very cool game. Steve Avery, and so the idea of Tada is that it is a wizarding competition. So everybody is going to be rolling up their wizarding dice, trying to find symbols that will complete the certain spell that they're working on. And each different round, there's going to be a feat, which is going to be something that is going to make it's going to alter the rules of the game. So you might have to karate chop after every every time you lock in a dice or something like that along the way. So it's going to change the way you play the game. And then in each round, you can save one die as you're rolling, and you're rolling as quickly as possible. There's no turns or anything like that. It's just simultaneous play. And as soon as two people have completed a spell, the round's over. And then the spells have things that sometimes they can be attacks on other players, sometimes they can be benefits for you. But once you have completed those spells, you're going to be able to use them against other people. And it's just a dice rolling, frantic game of spell casting, which is a heck of a lot of fun. When you see, you'll see tables out there playing it, and you'll be able to identify them because they're the ones that's yelling the highest and like shouting the most and like having just a party of a time. So Tada is a really, really fun one for sure.
Very cool.
And oh yeah, let's talk about them together.
Together?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we might as well. Yeah.
Pretty wide range.
Rumble in the Dungeon with little pop-up guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see why.
Yep.
Cthulhu in the house.
Yeah,
More pop-up guys.
Yeah.
You build the board as you play.
Well, you don't build it as you play. You build it up between each round, but each time you play, you can create the board differently. It's just kind of like a modular board. So with Cthulhu in the house or Rumble in the Dungeon, both of the boards are like very cool and interesting. Like there's lots of neat little Easter eggs that you can see. They're double-sided rooms, so you can flip them over, and like there's just lots of things to discover. So the idea with both of these, mechanically, they're fairly similar. Thematically, they've got some neat twists and a few different, small mechanic differences. So the idea of these games is that we've got a dungeon or a house made up of 12 different rooms, and there are 12 different characters, and each one starts off in a different room. And every player, it plays 3 to 6, and every player is going to get dealt 2 secret identities. So of the 12 characters in there, 2 of them are your characters. And so what you want to do is have your characters last within the building as long as possible. The longer they stay in the house, the more points they're going to be worth. So on a turn, you can either move a character into a room with another character, or if there is 2 characters in the same room or 2 or more characters, you can start a fight. And starting a fight just says there's a fight in this room and this character is going to be eliminated. And then you just keep track of how long each character was in the room, and at the end of the game we all reveal who our secret characters were and receive points based on how long we were able to keep our monsters or Cthulhu creatures in the dungeon or the house. And then you play 3 rounds of that, and whoever has the most points after 3 rounds. So it's interesting because you are going to be trying to hide your secret identity as you're moving around. Your 2 characters, your 2 hidden characters, you're going to try to keep that secret as you move around, but you're also going to be trying to identify who other people's characters are. In both of them, there's a little twist. In Cthulhu in the house, there are portals. So there are portals that will either transport you to different parts of the house or just suck you out of the house. If you are in a room with a portal and you flip it over and it is the abyss, then whatever creature got eliminated actually comes back into the house and the other creature gets eliminated. So that's a very interesting twist. In Rumble in the Dungeon, what you have going on is there is a treasure chest, and the treasure chest can be moved throughout the dungeon, and there is an exit room, and if one character is able to exit the dungeon with the treasure chest, then they win that round, no matter what the placement or elimination of the other creatures is. That is where they end up. So yeah, very neat ideas. These are fun. These are great party games. They're great take-back games, and they're fun, to kick your night off in like perfect fashion. So lots of great games we're really excited about for Gen Con 2016.
What's coming up at the end of the quarter?
Well, I'd love to tell you all of those things about it, but we do have stuff. If you stay tuned to our site, we'll be talking more and more about that sort of thing. Of course, like Massive Darkness, we've got coming out. So those are things that we are very, very excited about, but we're kind of going to keep them under wraps for now, yeah. Can't give away too much. We gotta keep something under our hat.
Well, with that said, guys, I'll try and get back and film some gameplay, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I hope your show goes great.
Yeah, have a great show yourself.
See you guys. This will be up probably not by Sunday, but hopefully.